Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Samantha Winona. This is Winona Reads. So I know we're almost a full week into May, so I'm a little bit behind, but I wanted to do a May TBR. Still chaos here. However, things are starting to calm down a little bit as far as like the home projects and everything, although I was outside spray painting the kids' playhouse because I want to like redo it. I'm not doing it the right way, so it's taking longer than it should. So anyway, I have already finished a couple of books this month. And so I wanted to do a TBR. I haven't really been following the TBRs, but since things are starting to calm down this month, I feel like I'll be more like on pace and on track for like physical copies and like less audiobooks maybe, or less graphic novels, and be able to like actually stick to what I want to read. So I'm gonna give it a try and see how it goes. I did pick up a couple from the library and have like finished a few, so I wanted to show those first. The first one is Ain't Burned All the Bright. Yeah, Ain't Burned All the Bright by Jason Reynolds. And I loved this. So I guess I should wait until my wrap-up video for May, but there's artwork by Jason Griffin. And it's a chunky book, but you fly through it. And I actually read it twice. Once I finished it, I went back and read it again because I felt like I had kind of flown through it to read his like poetry. So I wanted to like go back, look at the pictures, see, you know, hidden meanings, all that kind of thing. So I loved it. But yeah, I'll leave that for the wrap up. So that one I already finished. I feel like I don't have like a good height here. Give me a second. Let's see. And then I took out astrology books because I wanted to figure out a little bit more about my astrology and my kids and my husband. So definitely really interesting. I've been like getting more in tune to it. So like finding like the rising moon or rising sun and the, I don't know. I'm still like in the process of honestly taking notes because I'm not 100% sure like how it all works and all the charts and all this stuff. But that's why these reference books I just felt like in the mood for. So yeah. Then I got a new book, which I'm super excited about. What My Bones Know, a memoir about trauma and healing by Stephanie Fu. Not only is the cover gorgeous, I'm pretty sure this is rated super high on Goodreads. I'm excited for this. I only have it for 2 weeks, so I'm gonna have to fly through it. I don't really have a choice. It's one of the express picks at the library. I don't know, but I am interested. Obviously there's gonna be triggers in it, but I am interested to see what her story is about. So this one says, by the age of 30, Stephanie Fu was successful on paper, her dream job, award-winning radio producer of This American Life, and a loving boyfriend, but behind her office door, she was having panic attacks, sobbing at her desk every morning. After years of questioning what was wrong with herself, she was diagnosed with complex PTSD, a condition that occurs when trauma happens continuously over the course of years. Both of her parents abandoned her when she was a teenager, after years of physical and verbal abuse and neglect. Wow. So this is definitely a little bit unrelatable, but I always sort of find that more interesting. The other one that I picked up is the Ivory Key, which has been on my like want to read list on Goodreads. This is by Akshaya Raman. And this one is Four Siblings, A Country in Ruins, One Quest to Save Them All. I actually don't know too much about it. This honestly was a cover pick for me. I saw it on Goodreads, and then when I saw it like in the library, it was in the like new section of the young adult. So hopefully I fly through this. This is dual perspective. I think it's only dual. I don't think it's everybody. Nope, I lied. Yeah, it's all of them. Anyway, this says Vera is desperate to get out of her mother's shadow and establish a legacy for the Queen of Ashoka. But with the country's only quarry running out of magic, I don't think I knew exactly what to expect. Because I did just like the cover, but I feel like it seems like an epic fantasy, like something that will kind of pull you in right away and then you kind of get hooked and finish it. So this one is not a express, so I have my chance to take my time with that one. But then this is my copy, so I picked this up, Win Me Something by Kyle Lucia Wu. And this is about a girl named Willa. Oh, I'm like halfway through. This is about a girl named Willa who is she starts out as a babysitter, part-time babysitter for a little girl named Bijou. She has like an estranged relationship with both of her parents, and then Bijou's mom, Natalie, asked her to move in and be like a live-in nanny because the parents travel so much and they want like something, you know, established for their daughter, and obviously they like each other and have a good connection or whatever. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm only 100 pages in, but it is really good, and I've actually found a few. That's why I have the highlighter in here. I actually have highlighted a couple of quotes that I really like. I love her writing. I don't know if this is the only thing that she's written, but I want to look her up and see if she's written more, because her writing is, there are times when I feel like it's like poetic almost. I'm trying to think of like the right way to describe it. Like at times it's poetic, but at other times it's just so vivid that like when I read it, I'm like I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's not like descriptive. It's just the way that she words a sentence. Like sometimes you read something and you're like, that like just, I don't know, just the way it was worded. I'm like, that was a really good sentence. I don't know, imagery, description, I don't know what like how to describe it. She just writes very well. And honestly, it's something that I haven't read her writing style, I don't think, in any other book. Like I just connect with her writing very well. So I need to look up and see if she's written anything else. But yeah, and it's also about like her kind of finding her heritage a little bit and trying to figure out like who she is, because like at the moment that I'm in right now, she's going to be starting oh my god, what is wrong with me? I think she's going to be picking up Mandarin classes, which Bijou is taking, and she's like kind of embarrassed because she's like, you know, Bijou is like half her age, maybe more than half, and is, you know, more fluent in it. And the mom was like, no, I think it's a good idea, like you guys could study together, it could be like a thing for both of you to do, and it's your heritage, so something like that. And it's off-putting a little bit to her because of her relationship with her dad and her mom too, but her dad is the one where she gets like the culture from, and so she is, you know, wants to start it, but at the same time is like, you know, I'm not gonna like show off anything until I like am good at it, so that, I don't know, to make her dad proud, I guess. But I'm just excited to see how it ends. I think so far, I wouldn't necessarily say so much has happened in the book, but it's still so intriguing, and I think it's because of her writing style. So I highly recommend this book so far, and I highly recommend her writing style. So if you haven't picked this up, I do recommend this. The next one that I had started a couple weeks ago and then put it down and haven't gone back to it, like I need to start it over, but this is The Last Summer in the City by Gianfranco I'm so bad at names. Gianfranco Caligaric. I'm pretty sure this is a translated novel. Someone had said this has like a Gatsby-esque, I don't know how, Gatsby-esque writing style, but this is basically rich people in between jobs figuring out relationships, last summer in the city, just like the title. The reason that I picked this up is because every time I like finish, every time I finish a book or a series or anything, I like to, if I don't have anything like afterwards, I like to sit in front of my bookshelf and see like what calls out to me, look at my TBR, kind of flip through, you know, the first couple of pages, see what it's like. And this one, I don't know if this one was on my last TBR actually, but the thing that stuck out to me was the first line. It says, "Anyway, it's always like that. You do your best to keep to yourself, and then one fine day, without knowing how, you find yourself caught up in something. You find you're caught up in something that sweeps you along with it to the bitter end. Personally, I would have happily stayed out of the race." So, I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I'm excited to pick that one up. Excuse my kids, it's been a very long day. It is Friday. It's been a long day. My kids are exhausted and they've been playing outside for like the last 3 hours, so they're coming in now for dinner, and it's just gonna be a lot of drama and emotion. So I'm gonna have to wrap this up. But I am continuing this from last month. I really do want to get to this month, Age of Innocence. I feel like this is a perfect spring read. So I think I'm going to, we don't have many plans this month, so I think I am going to pick that up. And then a couple other ones that I grabbed. This one has already been on a TBR, I believe, this year. Gallant by V.E. Schwab. I still have not read it. The art is kind of calling me. I don't know, just the dark vibe is calling to me for some reason, even though it's like spring and it's nice and sunny out. Like, I just want some kind of, I think that's why I picked up the Ivory Key. Like, I want like a fantasy, like a different realm. So I think after reading all of these, like, you know, serious, realistic books, I want to like get into something that isn't necessarily. So I'm interested to see what this is about. I've read the synopsis a couple times and I can't remember, so I know it's about a girl. I think she's like searching for her mom. Should I do another synopsis? She reads her mother's journal, beckons her home to Gallant. I don't know. It just looks like a bunch of darkness. It looks eerie, mysterious. So I'm kind of like in the mindset to get out of realism and dive into something a little bit different, which is why I also have been considering picking up The Poppy War by Rf Quang. Again, another one that I'm late to the game, but this has been so highly praised as one of like the best fantasy debuts, and I read like the first page of chapter 1 and was like, I feel like I want to read it so bad, but I need to like make sure that it's not going to be something where I stop halfway through. Like, I want to commit to it because I know it's a good series. Part of me also wants to wait until I have money to buy the rest of the books, but worst comes to worst, I can borrow from the library. The next one I wanted to pick up is The Comeback by L. Berman. Honestly, I might pick this up in audiobook version only because I have a credit on Audible still. And I've been wanting to get to this for a while, and I feel like it might be a good listen. So I feel like I'm probably going to see what kind of narrator it has and go from there, like sample it. But this is Grace Turner, was a movie star. She, at the height of her career, disappears, and a year later she is ready to reclaim her life in her own terms, but there is a man that controlled her every move for 8 years, and I don't know if maybe she calls him out or what happens, but I think it's going to be a good audiobook, so I'm going to see what that is like on Audible and go from there, because I did look at Libby and I know they don't have it there for my library. And then the last one that I was looking at was Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. and I know that this is highly acclaimed in a New York Times bestseller, but I just kind of felt like in the mood because I had read Shakespeare last month and I loved it so much. So I was kind of interested to see, it's about, is it Hamlet's son? Or no, it's about Shakespeare's son, right? I feel like it would be, I don't know, like a good connection because I did love his writing so much. And so I'm still kind of stuck in like that time period. Is it like 1500s? Actually, there are a couple more. Alright, so this is not related really to Shakespeare, but it just made me think of this, and my battery's about to die, so I did pick up these Penguin Classics that I do want to give a try. I honestly don't know anything about this besides that these are like philosophical books. One is Beyond Good and Evil, and the other one is Thus Spoke Zarathustra? I don't know. I've been really wanting to pick up Beyond Good and Evil, so I'm gonna give that one a try. This is by, is it Nietzsche? I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna want to highlight a lot in here. I feel like it goes back with like my astrology books. I don't know why, I'm just like in that kind of like mood. But yeah, I think if anything I'll pick this one up and definitely highlight a bunch. Critiquing to a philosophy that celebrates the present and demands that individuals impose their own will to power upon the world. I don't know. I think this is more like highly acclaimed for him, but love the cover art. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I'm like in that vibe, like astrology and philosophy, and then like fantasy. So yeah, I have a bunch that I think I want to get to. I'm really just gonna try to finish Win Me Something tonight because it is Friday. So let's put this on top here. This is, ooh. Can I do it? I don't know why I have such a hard time sticking to TBRs. I really don't. I feel like everyone else is so good at it. I just can't. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm in the mood and then a week later I'm just not, so we'll see. I think the order that I really want to go in, maybe here's what I think I should do, is probably do a realistic and then fantasy, and then memoir and then fantasy. You know what I mean? Switch it up a little bit. That way I'm just not like, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, a couple of these are chunkers, a couple of them are thin, some of them are kind of dense. So, I don't know. But it is the first week of May, and I have read a couple, so doing pretty good so far. So we'll continue it up. But yeah, it is the weekend. I am currently, I wouldn't say currently drinking because I just opened it and haven't even taken a sip yet. But this is the Mixed Track 2020 Sauvignon Blanc. And this is good. I've had their stuff before. A lot of people like, focus. Thanks. A lot of people like their whites, like Sauvignon Blanc, and then the rosés. I know a lot of people like the Mixed Track rosé. But yeah, so it's Friday. I have to figure out what we're doing for dinner. And then I'm gonna read and read, and it's Mother's Day weekend, which means I just want to read and read and read and not move from my reading spot. So we'll see if that happens. So happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. Cheers to the weekend and to all the moms, and keep reading. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you soon.